devoted, Mama now my desire, Mama now my devoted, Mama now my desire. Mama now my devoted, Mama now my desire, Mama now my devoted, Mama now my desire, Mama now my devoted, Mama now my desire, Mama now my devoted, Mama now my desire. Mama now my devoted, Mama now my desire, Mama now my devoted, Mama now my desire, Mama now my devoted, Mama now my desire, Mama now my devoted, Mama now my desire. Mama now my devoted, Mama now my desire, Mama now my devoted, Mama now my desire, Mama now my devoted, Mama now my desire, Mama now my devoted, Mama now my desire.
Yes. I have to stop now. Wow, it did not launch initially on our Nigerian centenary. I had to use my magic fingers to make it work. Yes, tonight is going to be a great night indeed. Let me see if my beautiful girls, hello, are you here? Fantastic. I am so excited. Yes. Okay, all right. I must, Angel, calm down. Just calm down. Okay, tonight our topic is going to be on, is divorce good or bad? Part 4. Yes, this is a very delicate topic, and that is the essence. It will carry on and on. And depending on how it goes tonight, it may not be the end tonight, but the show goes on. Yes, once again, our topic tonight is divorce good or bad? And tonight we are having the part 4. And I remain your one and only host, Nurse Angel, in the house. Tonight, family, we are going to be listening to the lived experience of the children from a divorced home. Yeah, last week you heard from the Princess Barrister, human rights activist, frontline responder, is it feeder, and a whole lot of title. Yes, we heard from her and how irrespective of her titles, she still suffered from her story from domestic violence or abuse. And tonight we are going to hear from, please go, okay. They said it went off. I'll call again. So tonight we are going to hear from the voices of the children who had lived. Yeah, I'm calling back. Who had lived in domestic survivors of domestic violence. Sorry, I'm communicating with them. I've called back. Hello, can you hear me? Fantastic. Yes. So, yes. I'm so excited. Yes. So tonight's speaker remains, we are still waiting for our IOM Dr. Hope, but we have on the line our human rights activist, our one and only Marjorie. She's here live and direct. Yes, and also we will hear from Princess Barrister, human rights activist, frontline responder, FEDA, FEMA, FISA, and Fair. Yes, we are going to hear from Barrister Ngozi Anyanwu tonight, and also from her two daughters. In fact, tonight we'll listen mostly from her two daughters. They are going to share their own life experience living in an abused home. What is the essence of this? The essence of this is for us to be a kind of change agent to the world, because a lot of times you hear people saying, oh, I'm being abused. However, I have children. We die there. We die together. So we will hear from the children if that is a wise decision or not. And we start with our human rights activist, Madam Dr. IOM Marjorie. Can you please say hello to the family members, please?
Good evening, Angel family members. It's fun. It's another Sunday evening. It's good to be here. It's in our mind. It's in my mind, because my destiny is in my hands.
Fantastic.
Welcome, family members. Welcome, my colleagues here on this part of the divide. Barrister Ngozi Anyanwu, welcome. And once again, Nurse Angel, thank you for having us all here.
Fantastic. Thank you, our one and only Marjorie. You know I love you. Can we also hear from Barrister Princess, frontline worker, advocate, FEMA, FESA, all of them? Can we hear from you too?
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're listening from. Barrister or Princess. Princess is a title though. Barrister Ngozi Anyanwu. Thanks for having us, Angel. Thank you, IOM family. Thank you, Marjorie. Nice to be here.
Fantastic. So we appeal to you guys to mute. So we will hear from our speakers tonight. And let us start with the first. Is it Onyinye? Onyinye, can you please say hello to the family members? Onyinye. 1 minute, Onyinye, 1 minute.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me to come over and feature. I'm really honored.
Okay, so Onyinye, I know you can speak Supri, but because we are in the public domain, we want to be heard. The onus is on you to communicate so that everyone can understand you clearly and also slow down while speaking. So Onyinye, on that note, I want you to once again introduce yourself, and also if you can please and tell us what you're doing. Just introduce yourself. Tell us what you're doing. Are you a student? Are you a worker? Whatever you want to tell us, just give us a brief about yourself.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Onyinye Cordelia Ikenewechukwu. I am currently an undergraduate prosthetists. I am currently an undergraduate prosthetist and orthotist, that is applications to my body parts and delivering of, fixing of neuromuscular diseases. I also have a certificate in nursing and adult patient healthcare. I'm about getting my other one now, it will be coming soon, around this December, on mental health and wellness. So that means I have certificates. I'm a contributor of Quora, like that's where I answer questions and stuff, and I'm, saving and stuff like that. Then, some other side notes on content creating, but those things that don't really count at this point in time. I've studied with neuroscience and psychology and intimate partner violence.
All these credentials,
Thank you.
So, I know, my darling. So once again, I know you guys can speak super, but I want you to slow down, because if at the end of this discussion we don't hear you, we will not communicate at all. So that's fine. That's fine. We can now listen to Onyinye. Onyinye, can you please introduce yourself and tell us your name, what you're doing, and if you can slow down. Family members are hungry. They are hungry. They want to hear you clearly. Trust me. Continue. Onyinye, not Onyinye, Isioma.
Okay. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for having me. Talk about yourself. My name is Isioma, and yeah.
So are you an undergraduate, or tell us what you're doing as well?
Okay, ma'am. I'm actually in photo on level 2. Yeah, I'm undergraduate. I'm public health, actually my course. Then, yeah.
Fantastic. So what course did you say you're studying yourself?
Public health.
Public health. Fantastic. Okay, so we don't have much time to waste time. Family members are all here. They are tagging their friends. Tagging, please, if you're listening to this talk show, this is a very important talk show. Tag your friends, tag your family, your village people, your neighbors, tag your enemies, tag your church people, your school people, your friends, the community, anyone you know on Facebook, start tagging them. Because what we are going to hear tonight is a continuation of the expose you heard last week. We want you to come and listen. Listen to the victims of domestic violence. Or so they said. So I will start quickly because we have no time to waste time. Yes, they said we are over 900 people watching tonight. Yes. So I'll start with you, Onyinye. No, sorry, Isioma. Isioma, since you're the last to introduce yourself, again, remember, you must be loud, you must be clear, and you must talk slowly. When I say slowly, I don't mean stop. I mean talk slowly, clearly, and loudly, so family members can connect and understand what you're saying. So, Isioma, as a child, can you share with us your experience, your first-hand experience of living in an abusive home?
Well, it wasn't nice, of course. To me, I thought it as normal life. It's like, every morning, see your mom with injuries and all that, and the slings. They hear, something like you like, what's happening? Oh yeah, something bad is happening again. Okay, yeah, everybody, let's go rest because it's the normal instance and all that. It wasn't really good at all, but I guess.
Is someone whispering to you?
Yeah.
Is someone whispering to you? So, Isioma, people are here. Some of the people listening to you are themselves suffering from domestic violence. both women and children.
Okay.
Yeah, so I want you to calm down and talk to us. What was your experience? For example, when you were living with your daddy, what did you see him do? How did it make you feel?
Angry, bitter, hatred, and planning to kill him. Yeah, that's how I felt.
Okay.
It was bad, and like you now feel like if I was just stronger or bigger than this guy, how I will make him pay for what he does to my mom and my siblings, and make him what I want him to pay dearly. No, but I had that power, so that was basically how it was. Now we switched to gain that power. It was not a good experience at all, and it's actually very traumatizing. And it can really change a person's point of view because, like, okay, your reasoning is not exactly the same as normal people, other people, and you know that when you start mixing up with them, you find out it's not the same. So the kind of life and all that. So
Okay, I will
yeah,
ask you another direct question. Was daddy beating you or beating mommy? If yes, what was he beating you with?
yes.
How was he beating you?
Oh, all of us basically, and it depends on what is just available. Cord, wire, rod, uh, those long brooms, those sticks. Yeah, those things too. Metal, different kinds of things. Some I just don't remember.
All right.
But
So
just anything
were
inside.
you going to school at the time?
Yes, they're going to school. Yes.
So a family member on the page, her name is Adobe. She said Nurse Angel needs to break down this for us. So they are still struggling to hear. Maybe network, the line is cracking. So I want you to be stable wherever you are. Be stable so you won't be having cracks in the voice. So when you got to school, were you able to speak to teacher, to your friends in school? Was there any mark on you that people saw the mark in your face?
Well, no. Like, I think it was more like a mind your business kind of thing. But
Sorry,
like,
sorry, sorry.
I was
Sorry. What did you say? It was more like,
like those times I don't really ask questions. Like some students may see that this is what's happening. Some might now know. Maybe if it's also happening to them, they'll understand. But no more they really talk about it.
all right, my question is, was there a mark? Did teacher see a mark, a bruise, a mark, a blood in your body in school? It's either yes or no.
Uh, um,
The teacher, okay,
yeah, I
was there
think so.
any time teacher said, "Whoa, what is this mark on your body? Who did it?"
No, 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 no.
So there was no probably obvious mark on your body.
Nope.
Okay, thank you. All right, you can give the phone to Onyinye. Onyinye, a lot of family members say that they are married. They are adults. Some of them are 40s, 50s, 30s, 60s, and co. They are married, and some of them, not all, some people are living in an abusive marriage with their children involved. And most times they will come to you and say, "Oh, I'm abused. My husband is beating my children. However, I can't leave him. I have to stay in the marriage because of the children." Onyinye, do you feel that it is okay for your mom to have remained in such abusive marriage because of you guys?
I think that is wrong. Like that was very like, and even let's even start with the thought of whether I even believe that.
Onyinye, I want you to
Yes,
speak
ma'am.
one by one. Calm down.
Okay,
Talk
yes.
very, very slowly, please. Very important. You are in the public forum. If they don't understand you, they will go home without understanding a word you said. So the onus is on you to speak to your fellow children. All right. So,
Oh,
do you think
yes.
it's right for mothers, including your mother, to live in an abusive home because of the children?
Okay, let me take this a second. Honestly, I think even the narrative of saying that you are in the abusive relationship or marriage because of the children is very wrong and very bad, even excuse to even remain in such a thing. I feel that parents who even make this type of claim and say that they are in the relationship because of the children, like, are insensitive and inconsiderate, because we are even going to talk about whether they are in. We even ask the question on the part about them being in the marriage. You know, they are in the marriage for themselves, and it's clear. So now we can tell children that the suffering they are seeing and stuff inside the marriage, the suffering, because they are also suffering and enduring that suffering along with the person, that they are the reason they are remaining in such suffering, that they are the reason the parents are remaining in such suffering. I feel that is even more wicked than the suffering. Like, I feel that is even more cruel than the actual suffering that this parent is joining to give that child. Because not only does the child feel like more of a burden, but the child now also gives, like, that is how we now really understand the way parents are approaching this issue. So we choose to remain in the relationship, the abusive relationship or marriage, and then blame the children that it's their fault they are in the marriage. Scapegoating the children and telling the children, oh, and that also opens doors to like other things. Maybe if daddy comes and beats everybody in the house, mommy says it's my fault. And daddy comes and uses belt and beats her mercilessly. Mommy comes and says it's my fault. And countless of times, women that or children that are have come out from like abusive households or whatever like that, and testify to this, that their parents blame them. Their parents would blame them for the issues they are in. Say, it's your fault that left us. It's your fault that dad treated me like crap, like anything like that. So the narrative to even say, oh, I'm in the relationship, I'm in the marriage because of the children is wrong and horrible and cruel. That's my take.
Fantastic. So that is your take. And you're talking to older women. You're talking to older women because they use marriage and children as an excuse to remain in an abusive relationship. And just for maybe a follow up with from what you said is wrong, is selfish, and is wicked. My next question to you is: do you think, Onyinye, do you think that mommy may have had a chance to escape from that abuse, or was she caged that she cannot escape and rescue yourselves from that marriage?
Mom, like what I feel is mom had everything, like everything was set in place for her to have escaped. She chose to remain because she wanted the marriage to go longer, or she didn't want to admit that the marriage that she fought, everybody would stand for, and then she's going to come and be like, oh, it didn't work out and stuff like, and that's what like a lot of women who have like relationships and stuff like that, because the parents, everyone will want them. Everybody will see this person is a circle, but the person knows that or refuses to. So far as they are marked, they are fine. So they have every right to escape. They do. Unless you are held to change in your room. There is no way you put that.
Onyinye, I'm not asking you of others. I said because everybody is individual. I'm asking, did mommy have opportunity to escape? I'm hearing you say they have opportunity to escape. In your own case, did mommy have the opportunity to escape that?
Okay. The question is direct. Yes, mom had opportunity to escape. The question is direct. I'm sorry, I didn't know it was direct.
Yeah. So why do you say so?
Because like she had a driver, she could go out. She could go out for her programs. She had social media and stuff. She had social media. Even though she would say, oh, the only thing was that she would be like, oh, that she would claim earlier that she needs his permission to do anything as per his husband. So if she's at his mercy to decide whether she will do anything or not. And that excuse was even like very vague and somehow to me. Yes, she could have escaped if she wanted. She could have escaped if she wanted to. Even the reconnection of the family thing, only because my biological father finally told her that, oh yes, you can finally be connected. But maybe if he didn't, she would still be disconnected. And it would still be her choice. So yes, she could escape if she wanted to.
Thank you, Barrister Ngozi. I saw your message. All right. Thank you, Barrister Godfrey for joining in. I think the network is not so good. I will give you guys a call again on Onyinye's phone. I can hear some wobbling and wobbling of this phone. I'll call you back right now because this is all about the kids. We heard from the mom and she narrated her own special experience. I want us to hear from the children this time around, and everybody is an individual. I want you to know that as well. Everybody is an individual and have their own experience and viewpoint. So I'm trying to call them back.
The number you're calling.
Oh, it's switched off. Oh dear me. Onyinye's number is switched off according to this network. I'm going to call back the number again. Maybe this time around it's going to be better because I think there's a kind of wobbly. So we are just making out. Thank you, Godfrey, Barrister Godfrey, for muting. I love people that come in and mute. So again, just to remind us all, we are actually hearing from the children of that came out from a kind of abusive home and their own viewpoint. These children are very intelligent children. You're back again. Thank you for picking up because I called Onyinye's number and it did not go through. So Onyinye, thank you very much. Go on. Onyinye.
Because I was with my phone. I think it's network.
Okay, that's fine. So let's use Isioma's phone. Yeah. That is good for us. So once again, mommy, daddy, uncles, aunties, everybody should leave these children to speak out. I don't want anyone influencing them, sending messages or telling them what to say. I like people speaking out because everybody speak out as their own perspective. It's not about judging anybody. They are speaking up from their own perspective. And it's very important we hear their perspective. I'm saying this because I'm getting a lot of text messages, but I want to be free from asking questions. And I'm also conscious of the fact that everybody have their own personal perspective of the issue at stake. So I will come to Isioma, and I want you, Onyinye, speak for yourself. Let Isioma speak for herself. Onyinye, thank you very much for your own point of view. Isioma.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Isioma. My question to you is this. We have heard from Onyinye. She said that it's wrong to train children, for people to say, I won't leave this marriage because of children. And I relate with her. Now, the question to you is, do you think, Isioma, that children are safer in a broken home? Because another argument you hear from parents is, oh, I don't want my children to be fatherless, motherless, this one less, that one less, everything less. Therefore, let's die and die and die and die in a very abusive home. And they will tell you, marriage is for better, for worse, sickness and in health, till death do us part. Therefore, let us die in the marriage. We die together. The question to you, Isioma, is, do you think that children are safer in a broken home as they have their mommy and daddy together? Although they are fighting and beating each other, doing a lot of abuse, are they safer in a broken home? Or is it better for the children to be trained outside of a broken home?
better for the home to be broken because like them to be separated because I don't
So
understand
sorry,
kind of like
Isioma, I can't hear you
yeah.
clearly. Can you speak up and speak slowly?
Okay. I said that I think it's better for both of the parents to leave each other because I don't understand like how two people will be killing themselves, people getting traumatized, like the whole tension and the whole thing, like in a bad environment. Than for them to be in a separate place and having peace of mind, like it makes sense. Like if you really want good for the children, you make the environment good for the children. You don't use anything as an excuse because, like, you start putting things and saying because of this, because of that, and all that. The truth is that it's just a cover up because I know that you don't want to go to because you're afraid of what people will say, or you just don't want to because maybe you feel you can't survive outside that person. Like maybe you can't make it without that person. And it doesn't really like not good because the children just feel like okay, that means if mom and dad separate, will be a burden on mom. Doesn't really make sense at all.
Wow, wow, wow. Isioma, I want you to know that you're speaking to mothers and fathers because in some cases it could be fathers undergoing domestic violence. But I want you to know that apart from speaking to mothers and fathers, you're also speaking to children to have a voice. And you're saying here that it doesn't make sense, it's just a cover up. They are thinking of what people will say and they are jeopardizing the lives of the kids. Isioma, as a child, living in an abusive home, did you ever at any time say to mommy, run away, leave this house, leave daddy, take us out, make us safe? Because you say you're not safer. Did you ever say to mommy, let's leave daddy? Did you say that to mommy?
Yes, I did. What I'm saying is that I'm saying that it all those things where they'll tell you that like the parents, the man or father or mother will tell the children that let's stay in the marriage. I don't want to come from a broken home and all that. To me, I feel it's a cover up. Like the other maybe the parents feel they can't make it with that particular spouse. So like maybe it would be hard or maybe the family will start saying this person is divorced and all those kind of things. So it's better for us to just stay in the marriage and teaching the children like, no worry, let's just stay and all that. I mean, it doesn't like.
Isioma, let me bring you back to the question again. Thank you for your explanation of things. It makes sense to me. Now, the question again is, did you ever say to mommy, let's leave this man, leave, take us out of here? Did you say that to mommy?
Yes, a lot.
A lot of times. What did mommy say to you?
She said that that she doesn't want us to come from a broken home.
So mommy said, listen to me, Isioma, mommy is trying to protect marriage, yeah? And she said she doesn't want you to come from a broken home. Isioma, do you think that mommy was free to leave your daddy, or was she caged, as in locked up, not to leave your daddy?
She could leave him. She could leave him.
Why do you
At
say
least she
so?
could leave him.
Why do you say so?
Because like she could leave him, but like she didn't want to.
Why will you say, like you say she told you she doesn't want to come from a broken home, and you say she could leave him but she didn't want to? Why do you say she could leave him but she didn't want to? Why did you say that?
Like she could leave him like, okay, you can run away, you can carry your children and go, you can start looking for calls, that kind of thing, like start planning an escape. But like she didn't want to aspire, maybe she didn't want to like, okay, she didn't want us to go. Maybe the family members will start calling her this and calling her that she's divorced and all that. And then I start saying the children are this and that kind of thing. Like
okay, let me ask you a question. Go on, Isioma.
She could, like, I think that she can do that. She can actually escape, but like she didn't want to. Like,
so when you say escape, Was mommy locked up?
No.
No. Can mommy go to something like Owambe?
On bed?
Okay. Can mommy go out to a social gathering herself? Okay, let me ask Onyinye. Thank you for your contribution. Onyinye. Onyinye.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
I'm a
ma'am.
little bit trying to do a little thing here, very little. I know you are a child.
Okay.
How old were you when your mommy was rescued from your daddy? How old were you?
I was 17.
You were 17.
Right?
How was mommy? Do you remember why? How did mommy leave daddy?
She was talking with my grandmother, my grandma, and her like this. And secretly, even though both of them were sharing the same phone, like there was a phone she had, both of them were sharing the same phone, she could still manage to talk to my grandma. Both of them divisive, and they were sending our ages and everything. My grandma had a lawyer, and then we went after some time, the lawyer came, and then we came out. She devised a plan in my mind. She would delete the messages when he asked for the phone and stuff like that. Like it was a carefully thought out plan.
Okay. So, are you saying it's your grandmom that told your mommy to leave your daddy?
No.
Huh?
No. My mom was like already fed up. When my grandma sent her gift, and he got upset that he sent her, all these princess jewels and stuff, given that she is a princess and stuff. And he got pissed by that and then threw them out of the balcony. So my mom, that was like the final straw.
Okay.
And my mom had to like start calling my grandma for help, and then they got us out.
Okay. So, have you seen your grandma before?
Yes. When we left,
before you
in her
left,
house for a while.
Before you left your father, did you see your grandma?
No.
Why
Never
not?
saw her. It was only once when after that jail incident, that we could see her on video call.
Sorry. Which jail incident?
There was a time when my biological father got into a scandal where he was to pay 2 million naira worth school fees, and he, instead of talking amicably with the person on how to pay it, he held a gun at their head, and so they came to come and arrest him, and then my biological father tricked my mom to go outside, and when they asked her to tell them where my father was, and then she was like, no, he's not around. Then they took her in bed, and then she slept in jail for 3 days.
She slept in jail for how many days?
3 days.
She slept in jail for 3 good days. Did your daddy come to the jail to see her?
He didn't come to jail to see her. He was living his life and talking about how he was going to discuss to his siblings.
Okay. So have your your mommy also talked about, I don't know how old you were, when your mommy was in jail and your daddy did not go to see her, did you guys not say to daddy, can you not go and bring mommy out of the jail?
Well, when we even tried asking him like what happened, he was like, oh, they took your mom away. Don't worry. I'll figure out how to get her out. Okay. Figuring out how to get her out was just to sit down in his room, relax and talk to his people and tell us how, they were going to take us to his cities. But then after then, somehow, I think maybe he called his mother. I don't know what happened in the backstage, but then my mom came back. I was just so confused at everything. When everything happened, it just happened so fast, and I was like, "What?" Like even my siblings were even like, "What's happening?" Then the younger ones were now crying that they took mommy away and stuff. Like everything happened so fast.
Onyinye,
Yes. No.
What do you have to? What did you think that you could have done something yourself as a 16, 17-year-old or 15-year-old in terms of I know you were did you first of all did you ever say to your mommy like Isioma said, leave daddy, this is an abusive home? Did you say that to mommy?
I said that to my mom many times. That
Many
was
many
one of the
times.
reasons my biological father really hated me because he always felt. I remember the last day of leaving, he was like, that he always knew I was the one I was going to spoil his and my mom's marriage. So I've always been the one telling my mom, even since I was 12, 11, when I like kept understanding what was happening. And stuff, and I'll be telling mom, sorry, mom, why don't you just leave this man? And my mom would be like, no, this is my cross to carry, no, from my cross to carry to see. And God said a family they must never divorce. And then I'll be bringing Bible and quoting her, and I'll be like, Mom, the Bible says that you can leave if the man is not treating the woman like the husband, but then she'll just dismiss that. So there were many times I would tell my mom that there was only this time I told my mom that if she does not leave this man, then I know she hates us, and then when I grow, I will hate her back, and that I will leave her. So yeah, there's been times, and there will be times sometimes when my biological father will catch me saying that, and he would hurt me. So yeah.
All right. So, do you think that your mommy had opportunity? Onyinye said, Isioma said yes. Do you think, as an oldest child, that mommy had opportunity to leave?
Yes,
Why do you say so?
because like even when in our first living stage, that was when and what I'm doing that I can hardly remember. That was before it came.
Can you talk slowly now, please? Slowly and
Oh,
loudly.
sorry. When she's had like to escape since day one. Like the first time he laid his hands on her, then she was pregnant with me, and she was like that she's leaving, and then she went home. She says that she went home, and the next thing, her mom was like, "You're not going to bring a child that doesn't have a father into this house." And I was like, and then she was like, that was when she went back into the marriage. But I was like, but you were a lawyer then. You could have just had your own house and started taking care of all, taking care of us stuff there. And then she would go, well, but that means I wouldn't have the rest of you guys, and I would just keep quiet. But then she like
Sorry,
then
sorry,
we were not
sorry,
in that
sorry,
situation.
sorry, sorry. Onyinyechi, did you say that
Yes.
the first time he laid his hands on her or beat her, she went home, the mommy told her to go back, and she came back, but you asked her, why did you not get a house as a barrister? Why did you not start a house when you had only me? And she said, what?
No, I didn't say she said. I know that when she would make that story and stuff like and say that, and that was when she went back into the marriage and stuff. I didn't then like when somebody is saying making a story and then like they're talking about how somebody is in a victim sort of way, you feel wicked for saying her that like, but it always was listening and I'll be like, you could have just said if I were the way I am now
Okay,
and
wait,
having that
wait,
conversation, that is what I was telling her.
Onyinyechi, you said
Yes.
she said her mommy asked her to come back, which a lot of mommies do. I don't think it's right.
Yes.
Then you are saying that as a barrister, why did she not go get house and stay? She said she wouldn't have had the rest of you, so she went back to the marriage to give more birth to more children. Is that what you're saying?
That yes, that when she went home and the mom told her that she's not going to have, she had decided to go back into the marriage and remain there. And I was like, and I told her, Mom, why didn't you just leave and then just take care of me? And then she said, but that means I wouldn't have the other ones, like the other two. And I'll be like, you could have them with a healthier relationship with another man. But okay, let me just say that because then she would pull off the move of like, are you saying you don't want your other younger ones to have been alive? Or something like that, you want it to be just you, then that would now make me keep quiet. That type of thing.
Yeah. So, lastly, just out of curiosity, I would like to
Yes.
know, Did you ever yourself plan to leave the house since your mother refused? Did you plan, oh, let me plan a route of escape? Did you, okay, let me ask Onyinye, let me ask Isioma. Isioma, did you ever
Okay.
plan, I heard you, Isioma, when you were talking, you said you were praying that when you get stronger, you will make him pay dearly.
Mm.
What did you mean by that? When you
Yes.
said you were wishing, whenever you're stronger than your dad, you're going to make him pay dearly. What were you thinking of doing whenever you're stronger than your daddy? Or yourself, did you make any plan to escape?
No, I actually wanted to I was kind of messed up then, and I don't have some emotional
Isioma,
issues.
Isioma, slow down. So you said you did. Start from there again.
I said that I had some
Plans.
emotional issues those days. So like I planned to actually like end his life.
Sorry,
No, so
you plan
and
to.
yes, and I was actually
Sorry,
going forward to
you
that
said
plan.
you planned.
And
Did you say you planned to end his life?
yes, that was actually my initiative, and I was actually planning it. So like, because that was, I was kind of like this tomboyish kind of person then, and I really was a little bit hateful. So like, I planned to end his life, and that I used to be like, I used to be strong kind of person, and so the strong girl. Okay? So like, I was like, one day I will get strong and kill this man. So I planned to.
What were your plans?
Use a knife and
What
stab
plans did you
him.
plan to do to
So
end
I
his
had
life?
a plan, but I didn't take it out. So I actually wanted I planned that maybe when he goes to the kitchen to maybe get water or something like that, I'll take a knife and go behind him very stealthily, then stab him at his back and get to his heart so that he'll die at one go. Then I'll tell him, wait, and then we'll leave. So I let's go, because the man is gone. There's no need for you to go to anybody anymore. So
On that note, you are laughing. On that note, I know you said something about your mommy said about something about him having a GUN, and that you guys were all seeing the GUN, and you are busy planning of using a knife when he has a GUN. I'm not saying you should use it. Did you see the GUN?
Mm. Yeah, we see one of it, but I don't think we're supposed to see. But we saw and we played with it. We wanted to play with it thinking it was a toy. So we brought it out. It was very heavy. I mean, we said it was not too heavy. I said, okay, let's just keep it since it is too heavy. And we thought it's not like was it?
So,
So that is kind of like
the
I don't know. I'm not
GUN.
laughing that it's funny, but I'm laughing in a very
Don't worry,
emotional. I don't know.
don't worry. You don't need to explain. It's your life. And you saw the GUN and you actually held it.
Yes, carried it, but it was not so heavy. Now wondering why is it so heavy? Although not the part of like bed sheets and the pillowcases. So now like we're trying to see the end, like all the bed sheets, all of kind of thing. So now like that time it was a toy gun. So now carried it, but not so heavy than a normal gun, toy
So
gun.
are
Like
you saying that daddy carelessly left a GUN in the room where you can even use it?
yes.
Or anybody can decide
Yes,
to
it was
use
not
it?
really the room, but the passageway where we had a container that had clean bed sheets, clean pillowcases, wrappers, those kind of things, like the passageway. So kids now, anything we see, we try to unravel it, explore the house. I know how kids are, and anything. Just let's see what's here, let's see what's here, let's see what's here. Then we found it, and I said, okay, that's all play with it. Maybe it's a younger brother or maybe it's one of us, like a secret toy or whatever. So we now carried was not so heavy. I said, okay, this is so heavy, we can't play with it then because it won't really be fun because it's so heavy, so we won't be able to play shooting. I said, okay, let us now wondering how it works. It's okay, let us keep it back. Let's keep it back. Now keep it back.
All right.
Now I'm noticing that was a good idea.
You did the right thing by not using the GUN. Thank God for that. So let me ask Onyinye, and I would like you guys to listen when I come back to mommy. So Onyinye, The
Yes, ma'am.
question I would like to ask you is this. You know, we are only hearing from yourselves, your mommy. We don't have the privilege. For me, I talk to sorry, I'll just remove you from so there won't be a noise in the background. One thing I like to do is to say to people, and your mommy will understand what I mean by this. Whatever you say to me is a hearsay. I'm not saying it's not true. Whatever she says to me is a hearsay. I'm not saying it's not true at all. At all, at all. I can never judge you. But when she spoke the last time she spoke, she talked a lot. And I said to her she had the choice. But she said there is a lot of things going behind the scene. I'm not there to say it. And I said to her, I've heard from her. I didn't hear from your daddy. And your daddy may have a different story altogether to say to the reason why he's doing what he's doing. Can I ask you a question? Do you think that if I asked your daddy a question, that he will have a different story to tell? Or do you think that mommy was as a culprit as your daddy?
I think my mom was as a culprit in the whole thing as my dad.
Why do you say so?
I say that because there is people like to sell this narrative of I'm the good person and I was an angel and I met the day I met the devil. This sort of day I met the devil sort of narrative. And then like they paint themselves as this white angel that just got accidentally got fell into a ton of bushes and couldn't get out. And you know, the person is that ton of bushes. But I feel any normal self-respecting person would not be in such a situation like that. And I'm also saying that people who, like, if you want to be, let's be very for real now, let's be actually for real now. You being, even in something as platonic as friendship with someone, it means you are tolerating some characters in that person because you can might as well do those characters if you were in that person's place. So you cannot tell me that something as marriage, where you will be living with somebody, breathing the same air as somebody, and doing whatever with the person. You cannot now tell me that you are some like angel, this sinless person, and this is just this devil. And it lasted for such a long time, and you're saying like you're the victim. Like that's not true. And honestly, like when I hear the story and stuff, and the more way before when I was younger and stuff, just like, oh, let me take mommy's side. And I've heard this from other people too when they'll be like that when they see abusive relationships or marriages and they're like, let them take mommy's side automatically. Because when you're looking at a situation where you're saying your dad is beating your mommy, the first person you want to protect is the weaker person. And women have that privilege, that power to be like, if they can just cry for help, everybody will come to their aid. So of course, the child, me when I was young, I would just look at my mom and say, oh, mom is the victim, and why is everybody being so mean? Why is he just being so mean to her stuff? I'm not trying to say that there is a justification for violence, but I'm also not saying that it's not as if we're going to be like he was this big, unreasonable monster, and she is just this very big Jesus, and both of them were crashing in the house together. And the thought of that sounds delusional. To sell that sort of narrative is delusional as well. I think mom is just as incorporate as that because birds of the same feather flock together. And if you notice that when people like leave all sorts of like abusive relationships, I notice that when we left some of the abusive relationships and stuff like that, that you notice the person has sort of similar behavior to the other person. It's not because of trauma or anything like that, because she has that same sort of behavior. Like when we look at it now, if I actually ask my dad now, if I actually decide, even though I don't care about him, I don't care to know what side is, but if I were to actually hear his side of the story, his own story would be different. Yes, they would be different. They would be completely different. And she would make himself the victim in that story, just where she would make herself the victim in this side of the story. As he did, when he would go outside and be parading with him and stuff like that, there will be a narrative that he'll be pushing. I don't think you can push that narrative and get so many people following you if the narrative was just big bloody lie he was using to collect. I don't think that's possible. That's impossible. Like for one thing, I noticed.
Onyinye, you're saying
Yes,
something like you can do such thing as well, similar behavior like that. Are you saying that mommy was hitting and beating like daddy?
oh, God, here you go.
Okay,
Okay,
let me soften
I
it.
would know
Let me
that.
soften it. Can you will you say that
Yes,
mommy also beats you guys once in a while?
yes,
Okay.
she would.
Okay. Is it as a result of her frustration or as a result of your own bad behavior? I'm not justifying beating at all.
Yes. Honestly, there would be times when it would be my bad behavior, but there will be times when it's frustration. And the more and more I now look back and repeat the whole thing in my head, the more and more I'll notice like there will be times where either of us is, when I'm beaten by my mother, and I noticed it would just be like out of frustration. Maybe you had a bad day and you're coming back and then you're seeing this child that is coming over to you. And then maybe like who just like, like lash out and then hit the child and stuff like that. And the next thing, make up a story and say, oh yes, it's because they did this, it's because they did that. And yes, that was honestly like, that was what used to happen. So there was like a lot of passive aggressive behavior going on back then.
What? Okay, mommy is listening to you and you know that. And I want to say something and I want to say it clearly. Whatever be the case, I hear abuse. Whatever be the case, I hear abuse. And nobody will deny that there is no abuse. The abuse could be from any side or both side or one side, but there is an abuse,
Mm-hmm.
and that is why you and your sister we are saying to mommy, leave, leave, leave. And I asked, and I know why I asked. I asked and asked, do you think she could leave? And you said, absolutely yes. I asked how. You gave scenarios when she can leave, how she can leave. And now you said, probably they are alike, probably. So now, do you, since you guys left your place, I think it's about 4 years now, have your
Yeah.
daddy called any one of you?
No.
He hasn't. Does he have your phone numbers or does he know how to reach you guys?
No.
Have you or your mommy called him?
No.
I'm not asking you if you want to see your daddy because you are an adult now. How old are you now?
Oh, okay. Are you asking how old I am now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm 21.
How old were you then?
When we left, I was 17.
Okay. Has it affected your
16, 17.
relationship life yourself? Have you had counseling? Have you had psychology? Have you had therapies? Is it affecting you with relating with male men? Because at your age, you should have boyfriend or thereabout. Is it affecting you when it comes to a man? Do you paint men the same way you paint your daddy, or do you look at them separately?
Well, now I don't look at men the way I look at my biological father. I remember like my last relationship, like that one, like I just like honestly now it's not like then when I was very young. If I just imagine man, what I imagine is a horrible, disgusting, wicked human being. But now, like with the knowledge and stuff I have, like I'm very like objective when it comes to things like that. I'm very objective when it comes to things like that. And I know, okay, if this person is a certain way, I'll just leave, But I know that I'm that, and I know that I will find the person that that has the moral standard and stuff that I'm looking for. So it's not affecting me. It's not affecting me anymore.
Okay.
It's not affecting me
Um,
anymore. And I made sure to stay away from relationship when it was affecting me. So when people would ask me out, and I'd be like, I'm not interested, I'm not ready now. Because I know then I had the men thing really affected me.
did you undergo
As for
therapies?
therapy, I'm more of like therapy myself. When you're like honestly desperate to like help yourself and stuff, and you're realizing something in your life and stuff like that, get help. Online help too. They have things like online therapies and their YouTube videos and stuff like that, which I do subscribe to so many of them. And then I'll just be looking and
all right, the phone got cut off. I'll call them back. But let me let me come back to mommy. You see, everybody have their own side of the story to tell. The children are a kind of blaming both parents, and rightly so from their own perspective. As I said, everyone have their own perspective, and rightly so. We are not here to judge. We let me say hello. Let me give opportunity to finish line, then I'll come to mommy. Um, all right, so it's ringing now. Okay, so just in 1 more minute, we conclude with Onyinye and come
oh,
to.
sorry,
That's fine.
it tripped off.
That's fine. You're back. You were saying something. I was asking if you had therapy, and you said a lot from online therapies. A lot. Continue.
Yes, I said that like maybe I will now like check. You're not saying things like all those things like Psych 2 Go, which I can highly recommend. Since you said that other women and stuff that are listening in, for those who have these things, like these are some of the sites that I went to. Psych 2 Go on YouTube, they are very, very good. So I would see so many things that resonate with me. Like I realized I had stuff like anxiety disorder. Like I would have like there's this one disorder like to push people away, like before even getting close to people. Like I had that. It was dismissive avoidance personality disorder. And I worked through that. Like, so time and time, I took time, I started knowing people and stuff. I used this, like, Psych2Go and many other, like, psychological apps. I would come corner to check. I would, professionals and check to see, and then work on myself. Then if I don't sleep off, I would go back. I was just basically on research. Then that was what now led me to studying mental health and wellness and that intimate partner violence and stuff. That was when I realized a lot of my anxiety and stuff came from. And that was why I was able to like teach myself to be able to like come out of that. And that was how I was able to like be well and then start entering the dating world and stuff like that. If not, I would have stayed on my own.
Fantastic.
So yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you, Onyinye. And I'll leave with Isioma, my namesake. My traditional name is Iroma. They call me Isioma, Afoma, Iroma, Ihoma, Ufoma, Ozioma, Akoma, Ukwoma, everything, Oma, I answer. So Isioma, thank you once again. You're a lovely girl. And I like the way you guys, both you and your sister, are trying to come out of this. And you're speaking the truth in your own view. I must mention that. Can I ask you a question, Isioma? You said a lot.
Yes,
you said you told mommy leave, you plan to kill your daddy, which is what anybody suffering from severe domestic violence will want to do, but you did not actually carry out your plan. Isioma, I will tell you that, just like mommy said, marriage is for better, for worse, God hates divorce, divorce is bad, I have to stay for kids, blah, blah, blah. A lot of people still say it today, and they're listening to you, Isioma. A lot of people still say it today, and they are listening to you. So my question to you is, Isioma, and I want you to answer this directly, speaking to children, speaking to mommies and daddies, speaking to everybody. Is divorce good or bad? Isioma?
It's good. Yes.
It's good. Why do you say so?
Because in a case where it's like needed now, it's good. It's not that they should not be saying and start discriminating the person. It's good. It's normal before people start using it as an advantage, which is what men are using now. An advantage.
So what will you say to family members that are saying, oh, I can't leave because my children, I don't want them to be fatherless, motherless, headless, and legless. What will you say to them?
I tell them and I say to them that making a big mistake and they should not listen to their whenever like if their family members try to tell them that they like discriminate, they should not listen to all these discriminations and all that and they should believe in themselves and have courage and self-esteem, you know, and be
It,
proud of themselves and not
Isioma, how old are you?
19,
Can I adopt?
2020
Can
and
I adopt you? Can I adopt you, Adenike? Can you be my children? I think your daddy is missing a lot. And Isioma, Onyinye said that if she said that mommy was also a culprit, and I heard it from your voice. Even if you didn't say it directly, you said she could have left, she could have saved us. She's telling us this, she's telling us that. If we are to call your daddy to ask him a question in his own view, do you think that daddy will say that mommy is also a culprit as well? Do you think daddy will say that? Because daddy is not here. We're only hearing from you and mommy and Onyinye. If we are to bring daddy to say, ask him his own side of the story, what do you think daddy will say?
no, so well, I think the guys, watching this guy. Most likely he will say that um she ruined his plan. Nabi, I don't know. I don't know
Onyinye,
that.
let me make it easier for you. Do you think that daddy will also want to claim a victim as well?
Yes, now, of course, now it's normal.
Onyinye, please don't shout at me. Please don't try to say yes now before. That is normal. So why do you think daddy will claim to be the victim in this case?
Oh, normally, I've always known him as someone that normally he used to like tell like he used to be like looked at as a very nice person normally and one generous person that I don't know that the wife is very bad and something something something. So women now be sympathizing with him that and even when we left him, he called my mom's friend. I told them that he took us and ran away and just took us away and abandoned him, left him lonely with nobody, no child, nothing. So the guy normally he will say anything.
Do
So
you think that there could be a time he treated mommy good and mommy didn't treat him good, and he would say, "Yeah, mommy is bad." Is that what you're saying?
no, I think mom was trying to be like over good, like she's trying to be like the perfect woman, perfect wife. So she'll do anything, even though it like endangers her or people around her, just to like please him. So I don't think there was any chance that to happen in that life.
All right,
So
thank
like
you.
it's about like we are so get like good. So like I can tell that there was never any such thing like that
All
because
right.
if it was, mm,
Thank you very much. Let's hear from mommy. Mommy has been patiently listening to you guys, and a very good thing. I'll remove this from speaker. I just want you to listen, as mommy was matured enough to listen to her children talking as well. So at this juncture, I would like mommy to speak. But before she speaks, I want to say to mommy, it's very important you listen to the children. I don't know if you've had this kind of conversation with them before. I don't know. Sometimes we like talking than listening, and they will say if you talk more than listen, you will only know what you know. You will not know more, like hear from the other person. Tonight we are able to hear from children in an abusive relationship and how they truly did feel. In fact, if I press to hear from Isioma, you would not be surprised that she also suffered some mental breakdown, just like Ozioma, Onyinye, sorry, suffered some mental breakdown, which is honestly synonymous with abuse. In fact, it will be angelic for you to see someone coming out from abuse without having mental breakdown. I won't be surprised that our princess did also undergo some mental breakdown. So, Onyinye and Isioma, you guys are the bomb. Thank you for speaking to mothers and also fathers, invariably. Thank you for letting them know how it also affected you, the children. Because parents, you guys say selfishness on their part, use all you children as an excuse to be in a marriage, abusive one. I'm talking about abusive marriage. So, Onyinye, I want to once again welcome you, Princess Barrister, human rights advocate, Ngozi Anyanwu. Can you please unmute and please, once again, can you tell us your role, barrister, please? The children has done us, especially you and the family members, a favor, and I want to really appreciate them. Can you please tell us once again, barrister, your role as a barrister, your role as a frontline responder, your role as a human rights activist, and your role as a FIDA member? What does that role entail, barrister?
Yeah, my role, like, basically, is to fight for justice
Fantastic.
of
Continue.
oppressed women, justice of oppressed women, not just oppressed women, girls, the vulnerable.
Fantastic.
Vulnerable, I mean anybody that is a victim of abuse, injustice,
Fantastic.
and inequity.
Fantastic.
Yes. So that's my.
You killed me, barrister. I love people that are bump on the dot. So your role is long and short of the whole thing to fight for the vulnerable. Is that correct?
Yes.
And in
Yes.
Nigerian perspective, the vulnerable always means the women. Is that correct?
Not always.
No.
Not always.
Okay.
Most times.
In Nigerian
Yeah, most times the women.
That's what I wanted to say. Thank you for correcting me. In Nigerian perspective, the vulnerable are usually the women, but can be the men as well. Yes or no?
Yes.
Fantastic. Barrister, I don't want you to say, oh, my children don't know this. Oh, they spoke from their own perspective, the same way you spoke from your own perspective last week. So I'm grateful to you all.
Yes.
Barrister,
no problem.
You just told us that the long and the short of your role is to fight for the vulnerable, to bring justice for the vulnerable. Can I ask you, barrister, having heard what I heard from you yourself last week and from your children as well this week, today or tonight, having heard what I heard, will you say that you are doing a good job in fighting for the vulnerable?
I would say so, because in the end, I still took them away from the abusive space. And they are getting healed. They are getting healed because I know there was even a time they hated men, like Isioma hated men completely. But she's getting healed. Onyinye is also getting healed. And the other children. Oh, so, and the day we left, they were all singing. Thank God for freedom.
Let me ask you the question again. I want to ask you, having told me that your role is to fight for justice, and you said especially for the vulnerable and for justice. Having heard what I heard, do you think, as a human rights activist, as a feather or FEMA, first something, as a frontline responder, as a barrister of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, that you have truly fought for justice for the vulnerable?
Yeah, are you talking about concerning my children?
I'm talking about
or are you talking about generally? Because I've answered it, but it's yes.
Okay.
Generally speaking, yes, I've done and I've been in this space, doing as much as I can to do that, to fight for justice for the vulnerable.
Fantastic. Thank you.
And also, I also have been creating awareness to women to break that silence, because that was the worst thing that kept me there, the code of silence. So once that code of silence was broken, every other thing came into play. As soon as I was able to speak up and say, this is what it is not what it ought to be, and it's not what you think it is not the cover up. I'm going to tell you, this is exactly what I'm going through. As soon as that was said, that was when I started having a breathing space, and that was when my focus changed from being caged to escaping, as my daughter said, and to be free.
What do you mean from being caged?
Yes, the children, being that they were minors, there were lots that I did not open up to them, because like I told you, I believe that a third party should not be part of a relationship.
Okay, so from your belief,
especially
from your
the
belief,
children.
is it from
yes,
your belief?
yes.
Thank you, that's fine. You've told us
from my beliefs, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
So, Barrister, it appears as if I'm asking difficult questions, but please, once again, it's for the purpose of the empowerment we are talking about, the human rights advocacy, the barristerness in your title, and also the fact that you're a FIDA member, whom I think as a female lawyer and a representative of the women, as well as vulnerable people, which includes men and any disability that you can find yourself under. I asked if you think you have done justice. You said yes, you have fought for justice. And you're telling me, is it my children? I said generally, you said yes. Now let me come personally to yourself, Princess, because tonight I want to make a proposal. But before I do that, I want to ask you, Barrister, you said you fought for justice. For me, can you define, first of all, what's the meaning of fighting for justice? What do you mean by you fight for justice? What do you mean by that?
What I mean by fighting for justice is to stand with somebody that is being oppressed and making sure that the oppressor gets punished for his or her offense.
In fact, I want to dance. Can I dance? Let me wait, because tonight's topic is hot.
Okay.
Fantastic. Barrister, Princess, Honorable, First Advocate, everything. Fighting for justice does not only mean to stand with the oppressed. It means to bring justice, which can be, what did you say it is? Use the term for me. To ensure that the offenders did what?
Make sure they get punished for their offense. And they pay.
Now, please, I want to dance. I beg, wait, make I dance, Joe. I don't care about time. We will end by 8. Instead, we will repeat this talk show again. I must dance. I go tell you right now, because you said something that entered my mouth. And I want to dance. Is it I love you, I love you? Let me tell you how much I love you, Barrister. And I want you to accept my love, please. I love you. I go dance tire by this way. We don't have time, but I must dance.
Network.
Because
okay.
Network.
Hello.
Yes. Barrister, I want to dedicate this song to you. You said something I liked, so I want to dance this song for you. Okoto, Okoto.
I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, love you, love the person I'm pressing for me. Oh yeah, I love you. Oh yeah, oh no, 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 no. Yeah, oh yeah, oh no. Imagine woman, yeah. My girl, if I go do anything, I go do well for you. I'm putting all my trust in you, cause I'm in love with you. It's like I prove myself and everything depends on you. I can't get my eyes off you. Girl, I'm in love with you. I want to make my body the kumo. Girl, now you be and I'm losing my mind. Baby, come closer, you're far away. Wherever you are, don't even think that I let you to suffer. Cause you are my angel, my lover. And I'm screaming, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Girl, I cannot do without you. Let me be the one beside you. I say, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. You are the woman of my dreams. The person I'm pressing for me. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Girl, I wanna be a man and I want you to be my boo. My life is incomplete without you. Cause I'm in love with you. Some say that I've been deceiving myself by involving myself with you. I swear not only you. I feel to tell I do. Maganini, you now you be and I'm losing my mind, baby. Make you come closer where you there. Wherever you are, don't even think that I let you to suffer. Cause you are my angel, my lover. And I'm screaming, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Hey, girl, I cannot do without you. Let me be the one beside you. I say, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. You are the woman of my dreams. That's enough pressing for me. Hey, hey, in the mood. Hey, Paula, baby. I wanna know. I don't care what people say. Cause my love is here to stay. And I could do anything for you. Girl, I pledge my love for you. Cause I'm in love with you. Girl, now you be and I'm losing my mind, I'm losing my mind. Yeah, you there. Whatever it takes, I'll be there for you. Cause I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Hey, girl, I cannot do without. I cannot do without. Let me be the one beside you. Be the one beside you. I say I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. You are the woman of my dreams. Personal person, the personal person for me. Hey, when I look into your eyes, I'm a wife I see. Forever together, you and I are meant to be. Love that me. You be the personal person for me. Yeah. Only you feel be my love. Our love no go slow down. We could take over the whole town. Our love no go slow down. We could take over the whole town. Our love no go slow down. See, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Hey, I love you, yeah.
Wow. Hey, Ngozi, this is for you. I love you. Okay, so we will come straight to the main thing, because time is not on our side. And if we have to come back, we'll still have to come back. So, Ngozi, Princess Barrister, Ngozi, you just nailed it for me, because I know that, let me drink water. As a human rights activist, as a barrister, you should fight for justice. And fighting for justice means not just standing with the oppressed or the victimized or those that are encountering a form of abuse. Not just fighting for victims, but also ensuring that there is a form of punishment for the offender, the perpetrator, the victimizers, the abusers. On that note, Ngozi, I want to ask you, first of all, I want to ask you, it's been 4 years. It's been 4 years. And you say you do fight for justice. It's been 4 years that these children are individually, like you noted, and they said they are trying to find healing. They are trying to find a form of closure. They are healing. And Barrister, last week when you spoke to us, you said to us, and I quote, that he had a previous wife. That is why you could not get registered in the registry, because he has registered with someone before. Then that means the woman ran away, as you said to us. She ran away from him because he may likely be abusing her before you got married to him. And because she did not fight him, maybe you did not know, or unless you knew and did not want to do anything. But because she did not fight him, she allowed him to continue to abuse others. I'm talking of the previous woman. I repeat, you said to us that he had a child with a previous wife and that they were registered. That's why your marriage was nullified. And the woman ran away. And most likely, probably, I'm guessing, she may not have fought. When I say fight him, I mean fight for justice, to expose him to others, to see him as a perpetrator of or an abuser. So you, because he was not brought to justice or the punishment was not given to him, you became another victim. And again, just like the previous wife, you now have run away. And then you are a human rights advocate, you fight for justice. My question to you is, it's been 4 years. Have you tried to rescue, as a human rights activist, a woman supporter, fighting for the vulnerable? Have you tried to secure the safety of other women that will go through what, because from what you said from last time, he was not, nothing has been done to him yet. So it's now 4 years or thereabout. Have you thought of taking any form of action against him, if for nothing, to also safeguard other women from suffering from what? Because you are alive, you would have been killed. You talked about blood, beating you to blood before stopping. You talk about the children being beaten to black and blue. Have you tried to bring him to justice, at least to save other women from the same encounter with you?
No, I have not, because I don't know where I don't know his whereabouts. I don't even know how to get him. If he's still in the country, I don't know. Because while I left, he took everything, my phone, everything concerning me away from him. So, and he has not contacted me, and I decided to focus on my space, on the children. Taking care of 7 children as a single mother is not that easy.
No,
it's not simple. I have to fend for all of them. No. Bringing him to justice is not free. Wait. It is not free. Yes, it's not free. So, on this space, I believe that that's why I decided to speak up, so that any woman out there that probably is with him or with somebody that behaves like that will see a red flag and run. and run. That's my own way of helping out.
You to add
Because
more. I will allow you to add more. I will allow you to add more. Don't worry. I want to clarify the question.
Okay.
So yes, you are speaking of barrister. But we don't have anybody, no image, no nothing. It's your story we are hearing. You've not done anything. If you're speaking of about whom, where is he? Who is he? What is he? We don't know him. Who are you speaking of again? Yes, you have 7 children. It's a handful. Yes. So you said it's also expensive. We agree. And you say you have 7 children, but let me remind you, you are a member of FIDA Association of, what is FIDA? I think something to do with female barristers, I think. You are also a human rights activist, meaning you have an association as well.
Yeah, International Women Lawyers.
Okay, fantastic.
International Association of Women Lawyers. Federation International de Abogadas.
Okay, so you have a lot of association that if you speak up to them and give them a mandate, they will try to carry it out, even if it needs to start looking for funding. It's not you. Your case is not going to be you to do it. I know last time when I asked you this question last time. You said you haven't, you don't want to do it. That's what you said. And right now, I'm asking you the same question. You said it's expensive. I don't know how expensive it would be. But you said it's expensive, that is not free. Okay, you didn't say it's expensive. You said it's not free. But I know you have a lot of international bodies, this association of that association of that. And also, can I ask you again in answering? Let me just ask you. Because first of all, will you be comfortable for IOM to take up an action against him? You say you don't know where he is. Sometimes you don't necessarily need to know where he is. You are not the law enforcers. It's just to bring up a case. And you know, as a barrister, Princess, first of all, as a barrister, you know that assault is a crime. Is it true or false?
Hello?
Princess, can you hear me? Hello, Princess? 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 Princess?
Hello?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? I can call you back. Princess, can you hear me? Princess? Okay, she's out. I will try to add her again or call her directly. Madam Majorie and Madam Hope, good evening. We have international speakers in the call, and that is fantastic. We are so happy. We are loaded. So I would like you guys, if you have any comment to make while we wait for our barrister Ngozi Anyanwu to come up, you can say something while we are waiting her. I really I find it worrisome that women continue to suffer from the same victim over and over again, and nothing is done to the victim. We just keep rescuing and rescuing, rescuing and rescuing. Fantastic. Ngozi, Barrister Ngozi, you're back. Thank you very much for honoring us. We appreciate you, Barrister. Okay, so Barrister Ngozi, thank you very much for honoring us to come
Network,
back. That's fine. I know
please ask the question again. I didn't get the question. The network went off.
Okay, so Barrister, let's start from this. Assault is a crime, yes or no? Barrister, battery or assault is a crime. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
So crime is punishable by either imprisonment or fine, but it's a crime. Yes?
Yes.
Barrister, if I may, if you can explain to us, a crime is a crime against a state, not just a civil wrong, this one. It's something that is, any crime is a criminal offense against the state. Is that correct?
Yes, very correct. Yes.
And why I want you to answer this question is to say that A crime, unlike other little minor offenses, have no time limit. Even if it's 100 years time, even if
Yes.
your husband
Yes.
is 100 years old, you can still bring an action
Yes.
against him for committing a crime.
Action.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
very correct.
Thank
Not
you.
statute bad. Yes.
No limit. So the meaning of your legal term you said means there is no limit for which a crime can be prosecuted. Am I correct?
Yes. Yes, very correct.
Thank you. So if, for instance, this man that have abused a woman before and a little baby and she ran, if that woman carried out an action against him, and if he were convicted, he would be an ex-convict. Is that correct?
Yes, it's him.
Yes.
Very correct.
Fantastic. And he will be punished according to the law. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So my question, I know you said it needs money. That doesn't mean it's expensive, but it could be expensive. But you say you need money to do such a prosecution. Is that correct?
Yes, in the sense that his whereabouts is unknown to me. The whereabouts of the woman you speak is also unknown.
No, it's not about
So
the woman I speak about.
It will take massive.
It's not about the woman. No, she has
about
nothing.
myself.
It's you.
Is it about myself?
Yes.
Yes, I will do that sometime in the future. Yes, I will do that sometime in the future. I was just talking about now, for now, not but it's in my plan. He cannot go like unpunished.
Because barrister, princess, advocate, frontline activist, feeder, and all the fees. Why I'm saying this is, I get worried when people say to me, I'm a human rights activist. I fight for justice for women, and they have something in their own cupboard and they refuse to fight it. You cannot give what you don't have. Therefore, if you can't fight for yourself, it will be very unlikely that you will be able to fight for others. But I wanted to ask another question. But you just said to me, because if you say, I don't know his whereabouts, honestly speaking, let us start first of all from the last known address, somehow. We can start from the last known address. And from that last known address, you never can tell. You were married to him for 16 years. You will have communal friends. And but I hear you now, you said it's in your book. Fantastic. I won't go further. If you were telling me, I don't know, he disappeared, he is here, I'll be worried. But you just said it's in your booklet to do. So whenever we are ready,
yes,
unless he's dead, as long as he's alive, we will start from somewhere. He may have moved away. That's true. You have communal friends. You know his homeland. You know his village, at least. Is that not correct?
No,
you don't know.
Correct.
You don't know his home.
I know where he comes from, but I've never been to his village.
Okay, you know where he comes from.
He doesn't even know his village. He's been to his village twice in his lifetime, at least, as at the time I was with him.
Does he have siblings, or he's an only child?
He has siblings that he cut off from too when we were together. He didn't only cut off my parents. That's the fact.
The cut off. See, by the time we start giving reasons and excuses, we will be reluctant to do
No, he has siblings.
Yes,
no, what I'm trying to tell you is that he has siblings. Yes, yeah.
Fantastic.
He has siblings, even a lot. He has 27 siblings.
Nothing is
the father had 5 wives and gave birth to 29 children. Yes.
Nothing is hidden under the sun. By the time you ask, you will even hear that I'm here. No, none of my siblings have probably visited me here. Probably, you know what I mean? Although one has. But let's imagine, before you know it, they will know my address. Because the world is a global village. The world is a global village. And Barrister Ngozi,
of course.
If it's not
the reason why I said it's expensive is this. Why I chose for it to be in the future. It's like when I said it's expensive, that's not why I don't want to pursue it. No, it's expensive in the sense that I'm pulling my resources to taking care of the children.
Okay.
Then he is still in the plan. He's not going to go free,
Hey,
but he's in the plan.
Hey, yes. I was having a heart attack, but as if you just poured me cold water, you poured me cold water. Wow, Ngozi, Barrister Princess, thank you. Because I say this to you. Why do evil persist? Because good people say and do nothing. When they say and do nothing, you may say all you like. Go to all the radio stations on earth, speak up as long and loud as you can. If you don't take action, you will never sometimes get justice. Because it will be a mere statement from you. You are a lawyer, I am not. But as I said, law is called common law, so it's common sense. And I don't know how you're managing, especially having someone that is a biological, like your children will say, my biological father. It says a lot, biological father. Biological. It means that kind of thing, distancing. But having biological father not being made, like if I were a vulnerable girl and I come to Barrister Princess, human rights advocate, frontline responder, feeder, to represent me and help me get, at least if for nothing, barrister, if for nothing, justice for the abuse I go through, and also to help me get support for my children, if not for me, for my children that are underage. I know that even if I don't have money, barrister, can I ask you this question again directly? Even if I don't have money, you may source out, because that is one thing I know. I am not a human rights activist. I am a human rights activist in quotes, not by association or relations. I have never joined any club. I'm on my own, in my own. But I know that you can speak up and channel it, and there may be an avenue to start sourcing for resources to help me. Is that correct, barrister?
Of course, yeah, that's correct.
Jesus! Hey, barrister, you pour me another cold water, because what I heard you say before, which is now a bit different, is that it's not just the money, because you said it needs money, and I was wondering, money, should we now take over it? Are you ready to give us the permission and be ready to take action against him? But you said it's not just the money, and that you're gathering things. That's fine. So if it were to be the money, I know Madam Majorie, which I will ask to speak, have done a lot of human rights rescue, not just rescue. After rescuing, she goes further ahead to prosecute the perpetrators of the offenders. Because she will say to me, I will not let them be. And it's not easy to do that. But she gathers resources. I don't know how she does that, to support those people. And if she can do that, what of you that is also a human rights activist, a barrister, a member of FIDA, that has a lot of human resources, if not capital resources? You have a lot of human resources that you can pull through to get your justice done. Finally, what do you want to say? Because your children are also listening in. And I know sometimes when you do this, you may not do it for yourself. You will do it for other women's safety. If children in the marriage were thinking of killing, running, poisoning, shooting, stabbing, the man, that means they were undergoing a lot of torture. And also, if they did undergo torture, what happened to the first woman? What will happen to the next woman, barrister? So what do you have to say to us? Not about excuses, but about the fact that justice needs to be seen to be done. Otherwise, I have heard of a lot of stories where perpetrators, victims run away, and people say, hey, this victim has run away. Next, a lot of other women still undergo the same, and some die, a lot die. And if that victim was brought to justice, I don't think a lot of other women may have suffered the same consequences. On that note, what do you have to say to us, Barrister?
No.
Yes, what do you have
Please repeat the last sentence.
I said, what do you just a
No.
closing statement from you? A closing
No.
statement. A closing statement from you.
Please, okay, a closing statement. I would say when you see an abuse, when you're in an abusive marriage, there is nothing, even if you like, kneel down from here to like thy kingdom come, do all the vigil you need to do for the abuser to change, and that you still be there, and one day he'll change. That it will never happen.
Fantastic.
It will never happen.
Fantastic.
The best thing for you to do is to find a way out. Don't run.
Barrister, hold on first. You said
Yes?
something important. Family members, most times they will say, I will pray for him. I pray, I fast, I climb the mountain. I will pray and break my Bible. Tear them to pieces.
Okay.
Do this to this.
I'm still looking for I'm still looking for that person that prayed as much as I did. I'm still looking for the person.
Continue.
And the person I see that must have prayed like that is dead, and that's Osinachi.
Fantastic. Osinachi, yeah. Continue. So your closing remark, continue, because we are short of time now.
Yeah, yes, just run. If you're in an abusive relationship, just run. Think about your children's well-being, mental well-being. It's not just about you. It's not about what people will say about you. That was very, very selfish. Fantastic. Not about what people say about you, not about the society. Think about your children. And even when you don't have a child, just think about leaving the man, because you're going to die if you continue. It's as simple as that. Fantastic. I only escaped because I was just lucky. Fantastic. Maybe God just said that I should be alive. But I looked at Osinachi's situation and I said, that would have been me. That would have been me. Because all the stories I heard about her, I went through that, and even like times 2. Only God said that I should be alive. That's why I'm alive. So I don't think and nobody should even take the chance. The first clap, the first beating, just find your way.
Fantastic.
Simple as that, because they don't change.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you very much, our princess. I love you. Thank you. I will go to Barrister Majory quickly. We'll still come back again to close up on divorce. So quickly, or before I come to Barrister Majory, let me quickly ask the children that have been listening in to all that I've been saying. Let me ask the children what they have to say as well. Children, let me...
Device disconnected.
Fantastic.
No device connected.
Yes. So let me start from the first baby. Onyinye.
Yes, ma'am.
Onyinye, you guys are the bomb. I love you, honestly. So you heard what I did with mommy and the difficult questions I posed on her. Because I know she's a victim, but I also know it's a matter of choice as well, which she accepted. So what do you have to say, generally speaking, having listened in to what we have said and done? What do you have to say?
Is it like conclusion, like what we have to say after everything?
Onyinye, just talk to us from your soul, from your heart. You've heard that mommy said, yes, that if she prosecutes daddy, other women will not suffer from similar circumstances. Because we don't want him to be roaming around, carrying women, endangering them, showing them gun, beating children. So what do you have to say? Anything you have to say in closing?
Well, I have to say that Like, yes, of course, like in situations like that, they are supposed to take him to prison and stuff, which that was not done. For reasons I don't know that are so unclear to me, that was not done. They were told that, okay, when one of the ground said he wanted to help him, and then all of a sudden he diverged and stuff like that. If he was put in prison and stuff like that, he wouldn't be doing things to women and stuff, which that's actually what's supposed to happen. All those violence and stuff is supposed to be reported and, that type of thing. If that's the question, if that's the answer to the question you're asking.
Yes. So I wanted to hear from you. You said if that was done in the first instance, that other women will not undergo, and you too, as a child, will not undergo. Thank you. We want you back again for closing. So, is your mom my name? Okay, talk if you have something else to say.
Something I did was here, and also I want to say, like,
is it Onyinye? Onyinye, is it Onyinye?
Yes.
Okay, speak slowly as well. Continue.
I do think that's yes. And I realize that he will continue, even if they do take him to prison and he does still come out. In fact, him having anything to do with women will still be those women's choices, whether they enter sort of a relationship with him and still end up being in a relationship with him. Like, making so he won't be roaming around and beating women. As like, it's women that put themselves and their children in situations like that. If women were smarter, not even smarter, if they were like more self-aware and actually realistic when it comes to dealing with him, like, it won't be having him beating anyone, because nobody would be immersed in him and realize that he keeps them and choose to stay. But we have women doing that. Even if they like, put him in prison. When he comes out, we still do it again.
Okay. Onyinye, you are a million% correct out of 100%. And we will leave it. You will come back next week to talk about women and self-awareness. You're correct. But I'm talking about justice for the perpetrator. So thank you, Onyinye. That is another line we are going to go into. Isioma, in closing, what do you have to say, Isioma?
About like
anything you want to say. We just want to close. Our time is up.
Well, I think he should pay for what he's done. But honestly, I think he pay for what he's done.
Sorry, he should pay for what? Can you speak louder and slowly? What did you say again?
Well, I think he should pay for like what he's done, what he did. I think there should some kind of justice.
He should be brought to justice. Fantastic. I love you. Mwah. Thank you. Okay, so Marjorie, okay, do you have more to say?
No.
Fantastic. Thank you. So, Marjorie, now is your turn to speak. I would like you, please, apologies again, because this is an eye-opener to all women and all girls. Can you quickly, because we'll come back next week to analyze everything, and then you and Madam Hope will speak as human rights activists. But now, just in closing, what do you have to say to us, Marjorie, please? Madam Hope, Marjorie is not able to unmute. Madam Hope, if you're still there, what do you have to say to us, Madam Hope, in closing? If you're still there, we'll come back next week again. Madam Hope, can you hear me? Barrister Ngozi, just to show me they can hear me, but maybe they are struggling to unmute. Barrister Ngozi, can you say hello? Barrister Ngozi?
Hello?
Okay, fantastic.
Yes, I'm here.
So that's fine. I wanted to know if Marjorie and Dr. Hope could hear me. They can, or maybe they are struggling to unmute. Let me simply dance Osinachi Jore, because you guys have been talking about Osinachi. Okay, Madam Hope is here. All right, Madam Hope.
The network.
Yeah, Madam Hope, in closing, what do you have to say? You come back next week to analyze all this situation. Next week will be for you guys. What do you have to say?
All I have to say is that we have to be alive.
Fantastic.
To train our children.
Fantastic.
No one should die, remain in a toxic and violent marriage, trying to please the society and the people in the cost that will cost their life. It's better we remain alive for these children and to also save our children from this violence too. That's what I have to say for now.
Fantastic. And on that note, I will say, please let me dance, Joe. I've been hearing Osinachi, Osinachi. Let me dance to Osinachi.
Obio, somebody else. Mr. Jim, see you. Let the people join the act. Now what the Baba do the dance. Then the Baba do well for me. Now my life is complicated. Not because I suffer fast. Not because I pray and fast. No be your show, no be that. I'm watching. Osinachi, I'm not Osinachi. One man, Osinachi, I'm watching. Osinachi, mama, Osinachi, Osinachi, you don't get here. We be there plenty talk about sin by fire by force. My humble father, Sinachi. My loving daughter, Sinachi mo. My baby mama, Sinachi. Dele Momodu, Sinachi mo. No be by force to go to buy. I've been waiting cause the fight. And I just did my own, they laugh, yeah. Because the God is my side. They want to take away my favor. They want to spoil my career. And I know say I get the flavor. You feel taxing Abania. I forget all night for that. Baba God, he knows the best. My papa just buy his jet. I'm about to take off everywhere. What's in that tree? I'm no quack. What's in that tree? Man, what's in that tree? I'm watching. What's in that tree? Mama, what's in that tree? What's in that tree? I'm watching. I go name my first daughter Sinachi. My loving mother Sinachi. Promotion letter Sinachi. Ìyàwó mi Sinachi. Now shutting down Malaysia. Every show the boy they come. Thank you, Lord, you showed me love. Now I know I'm not alone. I go sing praises from house to church. I go throw party for every time. See my motor, see my mouth. Tell me why I no go shout. Not because I suffer fast. Not because I pray and fast. Not be your show, not be jazz. I'm watching. Hey, Osinachi. I'm no one. Osinachi. One man. Osinachi. I'm watching. Osinachi, mama, Osinachi, Osinachi, and I thank the Lord will oversee me, and I thank the Lord for.
Oh, yes, we thank the Lord with oversinging. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're watching us from. We will continue divorce part 5 to come and listen to other reasons why you should not be in an abusive marriage. And remember, we are not looking at ordinary divorce. We heard from the children perspective tonight. Next time, we are coming to hear from the human rights activists what they have to say. In our mind, it's always in my mind, and my destiny is definitely in my own hands. Thank you, guys. We'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.